Good morning. This training session is going to go over contract summary, that process, as well as adding in project vendors for the area engineers. Before I dive into the training, I just kind of wanted to emphasize this welcome message right here. Starting July 7th, we will be pushing an extension and an application called WhatFix. This application is a kind of self-help for the end users. It will be in this Del.Dot orange here called self-help. During the launch, there will be these 4 items right here: e-ticketing, IDR, NPR, which is the new project request, and support request. We're going to conduct some training once we go live. But this application, pretty much, if you click on IDRs, it will walk you through step by step while you are in Unifier itself. And it'll walk you through each step. So it'll tell you to click here. When you click here, it'll highlight the next step, and so on and so forth. It's just another training supplement to help the end users. So there will be more training coming out on that. Just to make a note, I am using Unifier Test. It should look just like production. So you're first going to go ahead and search your project. If you didn't know, you click the plus. You'll go ahead, either start typing in your T number or the name of your project. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is click General. You'll go under Project Vendors. Once that loads, you'll click on the Create button here. And then you'll go ahead and add in your prime contractor. If you can and you remember, please also click on Del.Dot, select Del.Dot as the owner. But in this case, if you were doing a prime contractor, you would select the prime contractor. So I'm just going to use Del.Dot. You do have to, it's required every single time, you do have to type in the address each time. I did have a couple of folks ask if this could be automated. Because the master project vendors list, all the addresses are held on the details form. It cannot be pulled in automatically. So I apologize. I know that might be a little inconvenient, but you have to type in the address every single time. Once you're ready, you'll go ahead and click Submit. You can, if you wanted to attach a approval letter or any other documentation, you can attach it here. If you wanted to add comments, you can add comments as well. I'm going to go ahead and click Submit. And then I'm just going to pick another one. And for this, I'm just going to just autofill a random for test purposes. So then once you're got your project vendor added, that prime contractor, again, if you can remember to put in Del.Dot as the owner, that's appreciated, but you can put in your prime contractor. You'll go under construction phase. The contract summary BP is held under contract administration. So the contract summary is right here. I had a couple of area engineers go under construction general, and they were clicking this one. This is the schedule of values. This is not where you go. So please make sure you're under contract administration. You'll click contracts. You'll hit create. From here, this is what the form looks like. So you'll go ahead and put in whatever your project name is for the title. I just want to make a note that it is a 50 character limit. So you cannot put anything larger than 50 characters. So however, you have to adjust this to hit no more than 50 characters. You'll put in your contract number here. And then I wanted to point out, I've told a couple folks in my other trainings, if this was a utilities contract, you could put AU for advanced utilities. If this was a demolition, you could put a D or a demo after the T number. And then obviously if it's a regular contract, it would just be the regular T number. Again, required fields, spec year, put in whatever the spec year is. I just want to also make another note, just because I've had a couple of area engineers ask me, there is no 2022 for the spec year. Those are all done as revisions to 2020. That is why there is no 2022 option. If you know the liquidated damages, you can put that in here. If you don't know, when I go and I do my review step, I typically input this for area engineers. So if you don't know this or don't fill it out, it's not that big of a deal. You'll do the NTP date if you know that, the first chargeable day if you know that as well. You can always enter these in later, which after we go through this portion, I'll show you how to update that information. Proposed time is a required field, so put in the proposed time, whether or not the project type is small or large, and there is a tooltip. Anytime you see a question mark with a circle, that's a tooltip. You can hover over that, and then it gives you a little bit more description of what it's looking for. And then again, project vendor, you'll go ahead and select your prime contractor. If you do not do the first step of adding in your prime contractor under the project vendors, nothing will appear in this list. You have to do that first before you do the contract summary. If I don't see it filled out, I will typically send back the contract summary and say, hey, you need to put in your prime contractor. Which sometimes for utilities and stuff like that, there isn't one. But for your main contract, make sure you're putting in the project vendor. If you wanted, most people don't, but you can add in any attachments, and then you can make comments. I will be doing a production push that will be inputting the contract total of what it should be. If I'm just asking area engineers for now, if you could please just input that information into the comment section, I'd appreciate it. That way I can verify when I do my bid pay items, which I'm going to show you my portion in a minute, just because I've had a couple people ask. I want to show you that. So if you could put in the contract total, that way I can see it, I would appreciate it. Again, you could always click save if you wanted to come back to this, and when you click save, it'll appear in your draft section here. If it is not in your drafts, I've just been telling people, obviously, unfortunately, you didn't actually save the record, and there's nothing I can do. If you didn't save a record, there's no way I can pull it. You'll have to restart it. So I'm just letting people know that. So you'll go ahead and send it for approval. It tells you it was created successfully. So then here it's pending. You can check the workflow progress on any of your records that are workflow based. So here you can see you sent it for approval, and this list is test. So there's a lot of people that do testing. It'll just be my name under here that says not started. That means I haven't accepted a task yet. Once I click accept, just want to show you now it says that it's in progress. So I've actually seen and looked at your contract summary, BP. So pretty much what I do is I enter in the liquidated damages. I get it from a kind of a screenshot of what I have for that. So I typically will fill that in for folks. And then I go under, I review, kind of check over, make sure you've got the vendor filled in. I'll click bid pay items. This is where I go through Ashtaware. I kind of pull the bid pay items. I do that, put them into a special bid Excel file I have that does some calculations, and then I get an import file. So then I go ahead and I'm just gonna select one that I've done in the past, just for an example. And then it just takes a couple minutes to load. So once it loads, here's where all your bid items are. This is the contract total that I mentioned. So right now I've been emailing some area engineers asking them if they could please verify that what I have here is correct. Again, if you can leave it in the comments, or just shoot, when you send me the contract summary, shoot me an email telling me, hey, this is what the contract total is. That way I can verify. I just don't ever want to approve something incorrect. And I did have an error occur where, for whatever reason, my Excel file actually did drop off about 90 items. And which obviously threw off the contract total, but I didn't know what the contract total was. It wasn't provided. You know, we had to go, and it was a big thing to fix this contract, and I don't want to ever have something like that happen again. So if you can just make sure you maybe put it in the comment section or shoot me an email, let me know what the contract total is. And that's pretty much all I do on my end. From there, you know, I'll go ahead, I'll click send, and that'll go ahead and approve the contract. And then I just wanted to show you, under your contract administration, notice to proceed is right here. You'll go ahead and click create, and then you can fill out your information, all the required fields, and then if you know anything else, you can fill in all that information. Again, a vendor is required, so you should have that already filled in for the contract summary. But that's how you would go ahead and fill out your NTP. And then for your first chargeable date, you'll come to, under contract administration, you'll come to time charge. You'll click time charge. There's a drop down for create. When you click create, there's your first chargeable day. So then you'll go ahead and update this information. It references the contract, so it'll update that information with the correct date. So you'll fill out that information, and that's kind of how you do those kind of fields. And then most folks, or most area engineers know, but just in case you didn't know, you can add in your own users. You can assign them to their groups. Again, under groups, it has a description that kind of gives you an overview of what each group does. I really do want to send out something that goes a little bit deeper than what we have here, just because I know some area engineers get a little confused on what group they should be putting folks in. And obviously we're missing a couple of what these are. But this is, you know, you can come and kind of see like, hey, what kind of access do they have? And then if you're ever under users and you're trying to add somebody and there's no other person here or other company here, you'll go under member companies, you'll click add, you'll go ahead and select whatever consultant group you need or partner group you need. You'll click again new, and there's AECOM. And then again, this is test, so there's no names in here, but in production you guys will see all kinds of different names. So that's the overview of the contract summary, BP. If you ever have any questions, you can of course always reach out to me. We have the support BP, so you can actually come right under your project, click support request. This again is test, I don't have it, but there will be a create button here. You'll click create, and then you can fill out the information in there for your support request, and then you can submit it, and then you can check on the workflow progress of that as well to see who's taking care of it. For the support requests, currently they're handled by the Unifier JMT team, Craig Blowers, and then myself. Thank you for your time. Bye.